Hey nerds, we're nerdier together. I'm Lily.
And I'm Theo. We are a variety multiplayer streaming couple that play just about anything, as you can see.
That's right. We started gaming together because we believe a couple that games together stays together.
We like to challenge one another to greater heights.
We stream on Twitch, YouTube Live, post funny screenshots on Instagram and Tumblr, and pepper our TikTok and YouTube shorts with funny moments from our streams.
We also make sure that you guys can participate, from helping us make decisions in Boulder's Gate to even forcing me to build something. And even making sure gravity is always in check, as we know how pesky those laws of physics can be.
Can't wait to see you soon, and
Stay
stay
nerdy.
nerdy. Welcome back, nerds, to another episode of Hogwarts Legacy. Let's play. Hey nerds, we're nerdier together. I'm Lily.
And I'm Theo. We are a variety multiplayer streaming couple that play just about anything, as you can see.
That's right. We started gaming together because we believe a couple that games together stays together.
We like to challenge one another to greater heights.
We stream on Twitch, YouTube Live, post funny screenshots on Instagram and Tumblr, and pepper our TikTok and YouTube shorts with funny moments from our streams.
We also make sure that you guys can participate, from helping us make decisions in Boulder's Gate to even forcing me to build something. And even making sure gravity is always in check, as we know how pesky those laws of physics can be.
Can't wait to see you soon, and stay nerdy. What's up, nerds? Oh gosh, sorry. What's up, nerds? So we are back here on Hogwarts Legacy. I have no idea what we were doing. Let's see, we were level 26. I think we were doing side quests. Yeah, that feels about right. Let's go talk to this Adelaide Okies. So, it looks like they're over here about 1,000 paces away. Okay, that was the wrong button. LB? Yep, it's LB. Here we go.
Abandoned long ago, no doubt.
Maybe we were getting those balloons right there. I feel like that might be accurate. Oh, stuff. One, two. Oh, the other ones are over this way. I know there's like 4 balloons in each set or something to that effect. There we go. Let's head over here. Oh, there's a Merlin challenge.
I know what that means. Merlin trial.
Use Mallow Sweet. Not enough Mallow Sweet? Well, fine then, be that way. Didn't want to do your challenge anyway. Apparently this is an area I can't enter on a broom. Oh, we're in Hogsmeade, that's why. Like on the outskirts of Hogsmeade. What's my inventory look like? Not a lot of stuff, but enough that maybe we should go to the shop and sell it. Onward to the clothing shop. Any shop, really. Let's see. That's hogs. That's, 3 broomsticks. Oh yeah, I can't do anything in here. Just a very nice looking shop. Cat! You and I have a cat now. It's claimed Misfit as its owner, though.
Come on in and have a look around. No touching
Talk
if you
to
have sticky
this
fingers.
person. And... voila. Anything interesting? Well, that's pretty good. It's only 500. Sure, why not?
You won't be disappointed. That's a Gladrax promise.
It's a really good scarf.
I
think I'm
suspect you
just
have a
gonna
sharp
go with
eye
the
for
uniform, and I'll switch that now. Hey, 4 points is 4 points. 4 points could be the difference between me
Sure to stop by
surviving or
whenever you're
me
about.
having to reload. And sell that one for
I
200.
suspect you have a sharp eye for fashion. Be sure to stop by whenever you're about.
I'll fix him, that charm grinder.
Sir, is everything all right?
How kind of you to ask. The name's Ackley Barnes. And no, it is not. I'm plotting a sort of revenge against my ex-business partner, a conniving fiend by the name of Alfred Lawley. He cut me out of our herbology supply business, just as we were getting started. Said I was too volatile to work with. I'll show him volatile.
How frustrating for you.
That must have been frustrating for you.
Yes, it was. Terribly. I'm simply passionate about my work. Supercilious fool. He's passionate about things too, as I intend to remind him by relieving him of his prized possession. A venomous tentacula he's grown from a seedling that was to be the keystone of our business venture. I
Oh,
can't get
that's
anywhere
just
near it
mean.
with Ruth Singer watching me like an augury. Lawley's doing, no doubt. But no one would suspect a student. How would you feel about committing some grand plant larceny?
I'm not comfortable with this.
I'm not sure this is something a student should be doing on your behalf.
Oh, it's nothing. And he deserves it. Trust me. He'll be in and out of there in no time.
I'll find another way.
Very well. I'll see what I can do.
Excellent. I shall be right here. All I ask is that you bring me the venomous tentacula. Remember, I just need that venomous tentacula.
Mr. Barnes will only get in trouble going down this path. I need to find another way to get him a venomous tentacula.
Glad you came.
Apparently I need to talk to
Hello,
Serena.
Serena. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgog?
I spoke with him.
I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best.
Glad to hear it. I shan't ask for details of your little chat. And I'll refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be, whatever your plans.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something.
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favour for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I've actually met Mrs. Sprottle. I recently spoke with her about her friend, Claire Beaumont.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stay with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
I could try and stop by. Or, why does Miss Sprottle need to have a Wiggenweld supply?
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion. An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
Why did you leave your box of letters at Sprottle's?
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. The ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends. You're welcome to take a peek inside, if you do find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
I could try and stop by.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it. You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do give Dot my love.
Of course.
Hello, Mr. Barnes. I have that venomous tentacula.
Wish I could see Lawley's face when he realizes his prized possession is gone. We'll see who's volatile now. Well done. I'll take it off your hands now.
Of course. Glad to hand it over, frankly.
I shall make an ocean of galleons, and Lawley's business will be sunk. Here's a little something for your next trip to Zonko's. Oh, to see the look on Lawley's face the next time he wanders down to his cellar.
Except that it's not his tentacula. Never went to his cellar. I don't like lying to people, but the problem is stealing someone's prized possession makes me a little sad to think about. Let's go talk to Dorothy.
Can't imagine how I'd have felt as a
Careful of the mandrakes. I haven't fed them yet.
Realizer.
You're a force to be
Stuff I don't
reckoned with,
need.
aren't you? Store's always open. You be sure to stop by soon.
I will, thank you. Let's keep heading up. When you guys play open area games, do you always follow the path or do you make your own? Missed that time. Oops. I feel like I'm missing something.
Stupefy.
Nope, that wasn't it. I feel like I'm missing a button. Not missing it as in I can't use it, missing it as in I've forgotten it. Oh, that's what happens when you forget to play a game for a little bit. I'm sure I'll remember it eventually.
Protego. Ah, Upper Hogsfield. Now, where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
Right here. Dorothy Sprottle.
Nice to see you again, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect Hawklumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some Hawklumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Sure. Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting Hawklumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather Hawklumps and collect the box of letters there.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those Hawklumps. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it.
Except I already gave you Horklumps. And on the broom. Seems like we need to go up. Oh, there's some dangerous
I
wizards
shall
around
get that
here.
goblin helm back. Hopefully from your corpse.
I'm gonna go with no.
My ears.
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
Horklumps.
What? You'll pay for that! Careful not to get bit.
Animagus. I just realized I was pressing the wrong button. could be an animagus. What kind of animagus would you be? Ah, that's how I use Wiggenwelds. Seems like I've defeated them. Oof. That's not good. I didn't mean to fall off that cliff, it just happened. Let's grab some water while we're waiting.
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
So yeah, I was just about to surprise these guys.
Potato!
Oh, still, you little weasel! What have you done?
Flash and cast when flash weather while they're slicing while they're casting reduction. Just randomly drinking a random mug of ale we found. It's a good plan, isn't it, guys? Oh. Forgot I have that ability too. Let's go to the Horklump Cavern.
But I still need to visit the cave to find Sirona's box of letters. Perhaps I'll find more Horklumps while I'm there. Better have a look around, see if I can find that box of letters.
Confringo!
Ah, that's all the Horklumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased.
Guessing we're just gonna give her double the Horklump she wanted, because we technically already gave her some of ours. I mean, I get it. She's using them for a very good cause.
Levioso! Confringo!
Can I jump up there? Nope. Oh well. Guess we'll just keep heading down.
Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether.
Level 28 troll. Just gonna go with nope.
Fringo! Protego!
So I missed it.
Stupefy!
That's right, I have to lock it.
Protego! Stupefy! Confringo! Protego! Stupefy! Confringo!
Sorry guys, this is a little intense. Bear with me.
Should think they felt that in London.
Well, that was intense, wasn't it, guys? Troll bogies. One of the main ingredients in invisibility potions. Just think, every time that you're about to have a health potion, you're about to drink, or invisibility potion, you're about to drink some troll bogies. Aww, little squirrels. Boom-a-doom-doom. Dear Serena, when I first arrived here, I had a troubling sense that in many ways I wasn't like the other first years. I confess I was worried that Hogwarts might not have been the proper place for me, and pondered sending an owl to my parents asking them to fetch me almost before the first week of class had ended. How did you know? I presume you're not secretly a Legamans? But I wonder if you seem to know my thoughts better than I did myself. That day in the Three Broomsticks when you spotted me huddled in a corner staring blankly at an untouched butterbeer and an empty bit of parchment, my quill ink dripping woefully dripping onto the floor, you came to sit with me, and I shall never forget it. I recall a sudden sense of relief, as if someone had cast a levitation charm on me when you told me about how nervous you'd been to come to Hogwarts. I looked at you and it seemed beyond my imagination to think of you as anything but the confident, content witch sitting before me. In the days that followed, I marveled at how you charmed, in the non-magical sense I mean, everyone around you without apology, embracing who you were and who they were. It was as though a candle flickered on for me, and I realized that I could choose that path as well. Now that my school years are ending, the frightening first year which I had been seems worlds away, and I know it's because you saw yourself in the despairing creature in the corner of the pub and so generously extended yourself to her. Yours sincerely, Mirabelle. P.S. Please tell Mrs. Sprottle that I still plan on visiting her and Mr. Sproudle whenever I can for their delightful conversation, and I am unashamed to admit her incomparable cauldron cakes. Aww. And has some feels. Dear Serona, I conjured this wee gift for you as a token of my gratitude. If you hadn't stood your ground on my behalf during the Quidditch practice last week, I might have left the team altogether and we never would have won the Quidditch Cup. Ravenclaw House would not be the same without you. Sincerely, yours sincerely, Sean. Or Sheen, depending on how you decide to say it. My dear Serona, I've sent a note separately to Mr. and Mrs. Sproudle for their hospitality, but I feel the need to put quill to parchment to thank you as well. With a lovely respite from the castle, I won't forget how we giggled about that ridiculous gnome. He truly believe that he was singing? Mrs. Sproudle's steak and kidney pie was simply glorious. I shall be dreaming of it for days. I appreciate you including me. I fear I was not. I must warn you, however, that this does not mean I will go easy on you in the next week's match. You know that Ravenclaw is no match for Slytherin this year. Most gratefully yours, Philomena?
This must be Serona's box of letters.
Dear Serona, happy birthday, my darling friend. I sneaked into the kitchens and asked Finky to make your favorite cream crowdy. She was delighted to oblige, not sure where she got the raspberries this time of year. Genius, that Finky, maybe? Best.
I should take this box of letters to Serona. She'll be glad to have it back.
Dear Mrs. Sproudle, my mother and father are delighted to hear that you and I spent the afternoon at Glad Rags last Saturday. Truth be told, I think my mother was ever so slightly envious. I shan't soon forget how heartily we laughed at my efforts to lace the bodice of my new dress, a challenge indeed, as the rather delicate practice of proper situating a hat pin without wounding either my hat or head. But I adore everything that we selected, and I have to thank you for now feeling like a marvelously fashionable witch. It was also a treat to dine at the Three Broomsticks without having to clear tables. I shall own a place like that one day, mark my words. I consider myself more than lucky that you and Mr. Sproudle agreed to let me stay. I know my parents feel precisely the same way. Yours gratefully, Serona.
I think that's everything.
Aww.
Serona will be glad to have this back.
That was sweet. I know I said that about all the letters, but they were all honestly sweet. Dark mongrels, huh?
Confringo.
Leaping toadstools.
I didn't always like a polite man. Hogwarts is very lucky they've got protection charms. That's what I mean.
I don't know, I would argue that you're very lucky that they have protection charms, personally. I would not want to go up against Hogwarts. Whee! I mean, I haven't lost any hit points by running like this, so it's fine.
Enough for helping to save the village from those trolls.
Hello, Serona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some Horklumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
May I ask about the box of letters?
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
Were you on the Quidditch team?
One of the letters mentioned Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw. We could have cheered them on together.
Is Maribel Professor Garlick?
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick?
It is. Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
Mrs. Sprottle and you as close as you seem?
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aidan. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand. And not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through... well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
Well, I'm happy to help.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aidan. Thank you, again, for helping her, and for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
I'm guessing if we had told her that Mr. Sprottle had intended to come and sit down and go through it with her, that probably would have made her sad that she didn't get to have that experience with him before he passed. He probably blamed himself for dropping those letters.
Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help.
My first employment.
Sorry about that. I thought I unmuted myself after I coughed. Apparently I forgot. It's fine. Let's look at our quest real quick. Where are we headed? What is this golden spot I have selected? Oh, meet Sebastian. Let's go do that. That sounds like fun. I think we get to meet Sebastian's sister who's been chronically ill. I think that's what this one is.
What's that?
What's this? A child wandered too far.
Someone there?
Had enough?
Who's there?
No. It's like we've got to meet him up here. No! Okay, apparently it wasn't as large of a fall as it looked like it was going to be. That's what I get for trying to land right up there, trying to escape dark wizards at the same time.
You made it.
Of course I did, Sebastian. I told you I would make it.
Enjoying the view?
Keeping an eye on things. Feldcroft isn't what it used to be. No one has felt safe here since Ranrock's loyalists took a peculiar interest in that castle over there. Rookwood Castle. My uncle Solomon is a former Auror and refuses to look into it, even after Anne was cursed by one of them. Possibly with a wand, no less.
I heard a goblin refer
That's
to
horrible.
wizard kind as wand carriers. Are goblins forbidden from carrying wands?
Precisely. That's why I'm on the hunt for answers. If I'm to cure her, I need to understand what happened to her. Anne was always the most mischievous of the three of us. Which is saying something, knowing me and Ominous. I'm hoping a surprise visit from me and a new friend from Hogwarts will help lift her spirits. Bring back the Anne I used to know. Come on. I'll take you to my uncle's.
Sounds like a plan.
This way. Feldcroft used to be a lot livelier. With Ranrock's lot wandering about all the time, everyone stays out of sight. Here we are. My sister should be just inside.
Alright, let's head inside.
Aha!
Sebastian, where did you... Is that what I think it is?
We've been over this, boy.
Hey.
Shrivelfigs cannot reverse a curse. Nothing can. The sooner you accept that reality, the better.
But we haven't tried everything.
There is no cure! When will you accept that?
Never. I can never accept it.
Now look what you've done.
I'm sorry.
What's wrong with her?
I'm sorry you had to see that. If you don't mind, I just need a moment alone.
Poor Sebastian. Not the visit he'd hoped for.
That boy will fray my last nerve.
Excuse me, Mr. Sallow.
Oh, yes, Sebastian's friend. I apologize on behalf of my nephew. He doesn't know when to stop. He thinks he can help Anne, but nothing can be done for her.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. I understand you've tried everyone from Nurse Blaney to St. Mungo's to no avail.
We have. My nephew thinks he knows better than the healers.
Perhaps the healers don't know everything, sir. Sebastian is single-mindedly focused on finding a way to help his sister. If there is a cure, he will find it.
Your faith in Sebastian is misplaced. Some sort of dark magic cursed Anne, and the goblins aren't likely to explain themselves any time soon. Giving her hope is cruel. The only thing to do now is keep Anne comfortable and stay out of the Loyalists' way.
I understand.
I understand what you're saying, sir.
Good. I know what's best for Anne and Sebastian. They are my stubborn brother's children. Especially Sebastian. If you really want to be of help, you'll make sure Sebastian does what he should do, not what he wants to do. He's no idea the harm he could do if he doesn't stop. I hope you remember what I've said. Good day.
And to you.
I'm sorry about earlier. Those bouts of pain are difficult to bear.
Are you all right, Anne? I didn't mean to intrude.
You didn't, truly. And I'm all right. The pain from this curse comes in bouts, and often suddenly. It's not anyone's fault. It's nice to meet you, by the way. You must be the new 5th year Sebastian told me about.
I am. Sebastian and I met during a rather lively duel in Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Oh, dear Professor Hecat. She's a powerful witch. And she knows how to keep students like my brother, and me, in line. I do miss Hogwarts, but I wouldn't mind being in Feldcroft, really, if it wasn't so dreary now. Between the goblins at the castle and my uncle fighting with Sebastian whenever he's home, it's not the cozy retreat it once was.
Sebastian mentioned something about your uncle being an ex-Auror, but refusing to go after Ranrock's Loyalists. I must say, I wasn't prepared for him to be as angry as he was.
Uncle Solomon is frustrated by what happened to me, and by Sebastian for thinking he can fix it. They both mean well, I know they do, but my uncle is right. This curse cannot be undone. I can feel it. Sebastian cannot take away my pain. Perhaps you can help him to understand that.
I can try.
I'll do my best. I can promise to speak with him about it.
Thank you. His search for a cure is futile, I'm afraid. I'm getting tired. I should probably rest. Thank you for stopping by.
Of course.
I wish you well.
I ought to see how Sebastian's faring.
A letter from Sebastian to his sister Anne. A letter from Anne to Sebastian. See if we can see those in our collections thing. Maybe they're not in here. Maybe they're in somewhere else. Oh, there it is. Letter from Anne to Sebastian. Letter from Anne to Sebastian. Sebastian, my potion kit is not yours. Leave my things be, Anne. Dear Anne, Hogwarts isn't the same without you. Well, sharp is still as foul, but you know what I mean. Hope you're feeling better, Sebastian. Seems like typical sibling stuff.
Why will he not listen to me? She's my sister.
How are you doing, Sebastian?
You got a first-hand glance at what I'm dealing with. I apologize for my uncle.
He's trying to do what's right.
I know he's angry, but he's only trying to do what he thinks is best for Anne.
He's always angry. He's been angry since my parents died.
Well, of
After Anne
course
was
he
hurt,
is. He lost
only
his
grew
brother
worse.
and
It's as though
sister-in-law.
he blames me somehow, always calling me my father's son, as if that's an insult. I'm the one trying to help her. He's simply given up.
Both Anne and your uncle seem genuinely convinced that nothing more can be done for her.
I refuse to believe that. Anne's pain is more than physical. It has changed her entirely. I miss my sister. And I'm going to get her back. Come with me. I need to show you where it happened.
Okay.
Ranrock's loyalists are capable of so much more than people realize. They should not be underestimated. All the debris you'll see is from whatever's going on at that abandoned estate. They've been digging for something.
Let's see.
Up there, on that plateau, is where they cursed Anne. This way.
Think I'm going to get a memory of this.
How much longer are we expected to dig through this rubble? Ranrock knows what he's doing. It's an honor to be a part of it. Only good wizard is a dead wizard in my book.
Potato!
Well,
When the war is over, goblins will rule the wizards at last. Ranrock Williams!
I won't rest until you're dead.
Stop! I'm afraid of heights!
You up? When are you going to give up? Are you quite...
Voila.
You've made your last mistake.
So you think.
You let's get this over with. Rather unwise coming back this way.
Oh, sorry about that, guys.
Just you wait till I'm on solid ground. How childish. No! Such arrogance. Get away! You call that spell casting? As if you could best the likes of me. Vegetation does not belong in battle. I won't rest. Vegetables in... How nice of you to stop. No!
That's 2 duels down. Or 2 dueling feats.
Oh, little moon calf. Was that your best?
Bindo! I confess, that was a bit more than I'd bargained for. I tried to warn you.
You seem to think that I was affected by any of that. I might have used a couple Wiggenweld potions, but... Oh, gosh. I might have used a couple Wiggenweld potions, but it wasn't that bad for me.
Those loyalists deserved what they got.
Couldn't agree more. This is where it happened. We
Well,
smelled
the worst
smoke
part
in the
is
middle of
that
the
they're
night.
looking for us.
When we looked outside, flames were shooting from the estate. Before my uncle and I could stop her, Anne rushed out, racing towards the fire, worried someone had been hurt. She came face to face with a horde of goblins, frantically trying to stamp out the flames. Suddenly, An icy voice drifted out from somewhere in the smoke. Children should be seen and not heard. A blinding blast followed. They didn't even give her a chance to run.
They were not trying to hide. They were trying to hide something.
Seems an awfully violent response to a child wandering by. What were they trying to hide?
My thoughts exactly. It may be grasping
His
at
robe
billowwigs,
is all messed
but I
up.
keep thinking that there might be something here that could lead me to whoever cursed Anne. Might be the only way to learn what type of magic harmed her, which could help me find a cure.
Perhaps you're right. The Loyalists are everywhere, but they do seem to be spending a lot of time here, and it's likely they're hiding something.
And at Rookwood Castle. Shall we have a look around? They seem to have set up camp here for a specific reason. They have stations for everything. I've heard that goblin dig sites like these are popping up everywhere.
It's a wonder the Ministry isn't doing more. Whose home was this?
Been abandoned long since I've lived here. Rumor was a Hogwarts professor lived here once, centuries ago. But that's all I ever heard.
Always armed and ready for a fight, Ranrock's Loyalists.
It might be worth taking a closer look at the house itself.
More than likely it would. Chest. Bunch of weapons. Looks like foodstuffs. Supplies. Then a ransacked house.
Sebastian, over here. Do you think this was damaged by the fire the night that Anne was cursed?
Could be. But it looks to me as though this was intentional.
Interesting. Guess I can't get in that part yet. Well.
This well looks familiar. Sebastian, I've seen this before. The house, the well, the view.
What do you mean? When?
Give me a moment. I'll explain in a second.
Oh, I'm guessing this has to do with something about the
Sebastian,
teacher.
This house did belong to a Hogwarts professor. Hundreds of years ago.
Who? What do you...
I found a pensive that day in the restricted section with a memory that showed this house. There was a little girl and a drought. The keepers have shown me other memories as well. The girl became a Hogwarts professor. Her name was Isadora Morganach. She was one of the keepers.
The keepers? Like in Quidditch? And you found a pensive in the library? I'm not following you.
I realize it's a lot to take in. I'm not even sure I understand it all yet. And no, not like Quidditch. They call themselves keepers because they're protecting some type of knowledge. It all has to do with the vault at Gringotts.
Let me see if I've got this straight. You have Ranrock and Rookwood after you because of something you found at Gringotts where you ended up via a port key. You can see traces of an ancient magic that you think Ranrock is trying to harness. And now you've been witnessing memories left by keepers. Oh, and this house belonged to a Hogwarts professor who was one of these non-Quidditch keepers hundreds of years ago. If I didn't know you, I'd think you were pulling my leg.
It is all a bit much, isn't it, when you put it like that? The point is, we both have good reason to search this house. You for answers about what happened to Anne, and me for answers about the keepers.
Exactly.
Look at this.
Someone piled this here for a reason. Is it blocking something?
Only one way to find out.
Levioso! Confringo!
Huh, a stairwell. Why bother blocking a stairwell?
There might be something here worth a closer look.
They've left all of this simply strewn about. Tells me they're after something bigger.
Lumos.
In my second week in the camp, it is my second week in the camp. More arrive each day. The Muggle doctors and even some of our own healers are doing all they can for them. The grief is palpable. The ones who have survived the plague are forever damaged by their loss. A fever may pass, the skin may mend and scar, but the devastating sorrow remains. I saw a man much like my father who had lost a child. I couldn't bear it. I longed to give him some shred of relief. I'm beginning to think the others are wrong. I have the power to help these souls. It seems my arbitrary. It seems as arbitrary, not to help them as it would be to rid them of their torments.
Journal entry of Isadora's. I should hold on to this.
And we're gonna keep on the Chinese chopping cabbage. I traveled here to learn, but I long to help. My internal struggle is overwhelming. It's as though the magic wants to heal, and I am the one preventing it from doing so. Should I lose hope? Will I forever regret not having done more? I cannot look into their eyes, knowing that I could lessen the burden of their heartache. I saw the man leaving camp today, the one who so reminded me of my father. Surely it wouldn't hurt him. I could further my research, of course, but that would be a fortuitous consequence of doing something good with this ability.
Seems these journal entries are from Isadora's travels. You're not going to believe this. I can see the Undercroft.
What? A daydream? Because that happens to me too.
I know it sounds strange,
Honestly, nothing you say sounds strange to me anymore.
Fair enough. I can see the Undercroft through this stone wall, as though it's a window. This has happened before.
I'm listening.
I think it's to do with my ability to see traces of ancient magic.
But you said you didn't really understand it, and that you couldn't wield it.
That's true, and I'm still not sure what it all means. What I do know is that my ability allows me to travel through these windows I see.
Wait. We can get straight to the Undercroft from here. Ominous will be flawed.
We can, but perhaps best not to tell anyone else about this for now. Even Ominous.
Understood. Well then, invisible, secret, ancient magic passageway? Here we come. I'm tempted to hold my breath.
Let's see where this takes us.
Why would the door lead us here?
Sebastian, look. Why hide a triptych here?
Seems as if something's missing.
A note. Let's have a look.
A rune diagram. Interesting.
Anything helpful in the note?
A rune symbol. I've seen similar symbols used by the keepers.
I've been thinking. A keeper lived in that house centuries ago, and Ranrock and his lot have been searching there. You said that goblins may be wielding some form of this ancient magic. Do you think Anne was cursed by ancient magic?
I can't be sure, of course, but I don't think so. I didn't see any traces of it around your sister.
Very well. But that doesn't mean it's not ancient magic. There's still so much we don't know about it.
True.
Exactly.
Perhaps this triptych will lead us to answers.
Then we'll have to unravel what this all means. But now I need to see Ominous. Don't worry, I won't tell him anything. Did I mention that, apparently, Salazar Slytherin had a secret scriptorium here, in Hogwarts?
You did not. Sounds worth looking into. Any idea where in the castle?
No idea. Ominous just learned of it. I'll let you know what I find out. I had no idea our visit to Cian would unfold into all of this. My head's an utter mess. But I'm glad you told me everything you did. I'll be in touch. Till then.
Alright, nerds. So, I'm gonna save here. I want to thank you guys for coming to hang out with me. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay nerdy.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And remember, stay nerdy.